the foundation of our daily meals, calling for various degrees of skill and knowledge.
Used in the mixing center than for any other mixing operation.
A man called a mixer starts bread and beat.
You are now listening to the Bread and Beats Mixshow. Bread and Beats Mixshow.
What's going on? Welcome to the Bread and Beats Mix Show, the only podcast dropping clean music and good news, but at the same time, I'm James, aka DJ Havcutz. I got my main man, aka b.Side.
What's up, dude?
What it do, man?
It's smooth today.
Oh man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, I'm hyped right now because, finishing that DJ set, that last track for me, is one of my favorite, actually, Dilla remixes. And make sure you guys go to our SoundCloud page because you'll actually get to hear it. Because we didn't give you the whole mix.
Nah, this dude went on for like an hour, and which is usually the plan. But yeah, on SoundCloud is where we got the rest. Right. We ain't trying to give you like a 4-hour mix show here.
Yeah, no, for sure. So make sure you check that out.
Yeah.
If you're following us on all the social media,
sure.
IG, Facebook, all that stuff, we'll post all that. But for sure, you can get that full mix. So again, welcome. If this is your first time kind of stopping by the Mix Show, welcome. Hello. Excited to have you here. Please make sure you hit the follow, subscribe button. And we were talking about this, where we're like, man, these type of shows, whether ours or similar, like we need people to get to hear it, get an opportunity. So if you don't subscribe or follow, share and all those stuff, people don't get to find out.
Yeah, technology doesn't work in our favor that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's helpful and convenient when you play by the rules. And the rules are like, you gotta let technology know that you into this so that other people who are into it and don't know can know. Right.
Because, we got to try to fight those algorithms, you know what I'm saying?
So, we got to play the game so y'all can help. So
yeah, so make sure if you do follow, subscribe, you got to tell at least one person.
Right.
And we appreciate that. That's the rule. Only rule.
We don't charge, you know what I'm saying? But that's how you could do it.
So, so for us, being artists ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Having our own original music, being available on a variety of platforms that you could stream, purchase, little hint, jump on our website and, you can check out some of the original
Shameless
tracks.
Plugging.
But anyway, we get invited to a lot of variety of like online events. But the most recent one I actually attended was through Spotify. So Spotify, I think I mentioned this to you, but Spotify, they have these collab community things. They invite just a variety of stuff. A&R guys, promo guys, production. I mean,
just trying to help artists be successful artists.
Exactly.
Right.
So this guy, why it caught my attention was kind of building community. And like how to strategically do that and stuff. So I was thinking, I'm like,
online through Spotify.
Yeah, but I was like, well, as an artist, isn't that just like your fan base?
Right. Yeah.
So I love how
it used to be. We changed that name, didn't we?
But I think he had some really cool, compelling points where he's like, your community's 1-2 people. And I was like, interesting.
Don't hate on that.
Right.
But that's cool. That's a good group.
Yeah. So like kind of what his premise was like, hey, if you're a musician, right? You're writing songs and stuff and you get a group together to write tracks together and you do that. Well, there's your community. What are you going to get to do? You're going to be able to write together, be creative together, come up with song ideas. I mean, share kind of, hey, check this. What do you think of that? Like, oh, this might be cool for this artist.
Yeah, that's value.
That's huge, right? So it got me thinking a little bit, right? So I was like, from my takeaway, I guess, that I gathered was just got me thinking about the differences between like community from one end, but then like how the church side looks like, and I related that to fellowship. Okay.
So the value of those two.
Of both.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right? So so for me, right, I mean, just an example off the top, like I remember, I'm an indie hip hop guy, right? Yeah. I mean, that, like I'm a hip hop head, I'm still going to rock. I mean, the set that I play, right? The samples in the background, right?
Well, no, the set was the samples. This is the original.
Here's the original. Flip that.
Yeah.
This is nice, by the way. That Nas, what I'm saying? Illmatic. But anyway, so I remember like the connection I had with community. Right. Not even just from a DJ perspective. Sure. Like, people went and saw me play and all that. But when I went to go see the artists that I liked, the DJs I was following.
We had a different word back then, too. It was cruise. Right? That was your community, so to speak. Yeah. So,
like, I knew at least the person next to me with our hands up in the air, we're jumping, bouncing into each other. Either shared obviously the same music taste. Right. Probably the same style, clothing. I mean, just the vibe of everything.
The culture,
The culture. But then probably the same ideologies. right?
Yeah.
Because I think, from an indie perspective, we were always counter to everything pop. Like
Right.
if
Yeah.
you were on TV, you're
Right.
whack.
Yeah.
You're lame.
Didn't even matter what you were doing.
Didn't even
Yeah.
matter what you're doing. And it's like,
Yeah.
nah, we ain't doing that.
Right.
You ain't get me on tape.
Right.
Like
Right.
we're in the back of the back of the back.
Right. We grimy, son.
So, and that was dope. Like,
Right.
don't get me wrong, had good time, met a lot of good people.
Yeah.
Good conversations. I mean, all that stuff.
Right.
But I still left. I felt like, it was a moment.
Sure.
I got home.
Right.
Things were a little different. maybe.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I was thinking, like, so you remember, my time at the, when I was rocking at the mission. And I got a chance to start a Bible study.
Right.
One of the guys, one of our boys, Mr. Dean, what up, dude?
Yeah, what up,
I'm saying?
dude?
And we had such a good time together that he was like, dude, how come we can't share this with other people?
Right.
And I was like, well, there's community.
There's community,
Grab the rest
right.
of the community.
Right.
The rest of the brothers. And we started with that. It was a men's group. But where I'm supposed to be kind of leading, right? And I'm asking you, hey, what's the answer to these questions, bro?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some of it, but I'm going to lean on you, right?
Right.
So as you're kicking me down notes and just kind of ministering to me, we're going through the word together, all that stuff, and learning. Here I'm supposed to be teaching these guys, right? Like, they're looking to me, and I'm
Right.
just like, man, let's figure this out together.
Right.
And I think for me personally, I felt like I had more, like, I learned from them.
Right.
Right. And then
Right.
I learned where I'm like, there's a difference, right? Here's this community, literally. But here's this small group within the community.
Right.
What are we being connected to?
Right.
But then here's this fellowship word.
Right.
And I felt there was a difference. So I don't know if you can speak a little bit on that and why it is different. Like, what is I guess what the Bible actually talks about, say, community or fellowship, and what that even looks like.
Well, I think it's just a matter of what we value in common, right? Because, you go to the hip hop shows back then and you have the music in common, but that music was so valueless compared to what
Right.
biblical fellowship should be. There, the common bond is the Spirit and the Word, which one is God and the other is God in another form. So it's eternal in nature, it's unchanging in nature, so the value that the Word and the Spirit had in the beginning has always been the same. So whereas like indie hip hop, you play some gems,
Yeah.
but a lot of those tracks, like some of our listeners may have never heard them in their lives.
Right,
And they
right.
may never hear them again.
Right.
So it's the difference in value is, I think, what, in terms of what we have in common is going to determine the value of the bond itself, right? So because in fellowship, what should be biblical fellowship, right? Community, what is bringing us to unity is something that has unchanging, everlasting, supreme value. So that connection reflects that.
Right.
So like you said, you leave the hip hop show, it doesn't have that value. The music itself is good,
Yeah.
but it's not everlasting. You know what I'm saying? It's not,
Sure.
it doesn't have the attributes of God. In fact, you can make the simple argument that it is quite contrary, to the things
most
of
of
God.
it, right?
Yeah.
Most of it.
And so the unity there, the community there, reflected that. As soon as an hour being home by yourself, all of the hype of that community is totally gone.
Well, yeah, because I think of even just some of my friends, like some of their situations and stuff at home, like
Right.
were rough. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like they were just rough. So
And
I
at
know,
some point, you got to go back to that
I
mess.
go pick them up or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
drop them off, and you're just like, man,
Right.
you're kind of praying for them, right?
Right, yeah.
In that
And
moment
that
of,
show-
I hope they're good. you know?
Right. And back in the day when you used a show or a party to be that outlet for a little bit and find community away from the chaos, like it was good for the moment. But once you had to go back to the chaos, and all of us have to go through that,
Yeah.
like that community was weak. And it's good in principle, you know what I'm saying? So like, dude that you listen to on Spotify, like I get what he's saying and there's value to that, but it's like, what's the substance of the community? What is the thing that's bringing people together? Because that's ultimately going to determine the value of the community. So like from his perspective, he's talking about like, your music probably shouldn't suck.
Right.
So if your music's good, your community should
Right,
be
on one
strong.
end, sure.
But still, you always have to take that with a grain of salt because at the end of the day, it's just music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What we do, it's just music. Like these tracks in the back, like they're dope. We call them timeless. Like this is a classic, right? That's what we call it,
Yeah,
classic.
classics, right.
But is it really timeless? Not really. Because again, as classic as it may be, there might be people who were alive when this was made and forgot about it, you know, or maybe that are new to this music and never heard of it, even though it is, in a sense, classic. But with all the stimulation we have in today's modern culture, like, I mean, you could forget about this track all over again in 15 minutes.
Well, and that's funny, you know, where this dude was talking about music on one end, he actually spent more time talking about like everything else but music. So like how you build your community. So, hey, show people like your shoe collection. Like if you're a shoe person, right? That's the stuff you should probably show so they can engage. Like, oh, he likes those shoes. She likes those shoes. Oh, I like those shoes. Right.
And I think what's funny about that is when now you have this contrast of like someone from Spotify, and he's just doing his job. This isn't a slight to him.
No.
But that's the world's perspective, right? Because the value of worldly community is so weak and so brittle, you got to pull from so much to add value to what your unifying factor is. So you don't have, that's nice. You don't have a single unifying factor because it's weak. So you got to pull from everything. Shoes, you know, what was on your menu last week? You know what I'm saying? What kind of glasses you wearing?
All that.
Do they match your hats and all that other stuff? And it's just like, dude, that's a lot of work. Like, do you have time for music at the end of it? Do you have the energy for it?
I spend more time showing you all this stuff than actually telling you, hey, here's my music, by the way. Love for you to go check it out.
No kidding. Jeez, that's where I spent all this time and money trying to connect with you so we can be unified on some common principle. So I got to reach for so many things. And that's the beautiful thing. So to your original point about biblical fellowship, like it's one thing. It's one God, right? One baptism, one faith, one common bond of the Holy Spirit and the Word. And so you don't have to pull from all this stuff. And here's the good news about that. It's, well, in theory, it should be far less exhausting.
Well, I think of now, you know, kind of our experience just being in the church for all the years we have been. I don't know if we really got a full taste and picture of like biblical fellowship.
Back then, I would say no. I would say that it really came for us in particular, like our individual experience was probably through those like side channels. You know, your time in the kitchen and stuff like that. And that's because we didn't have to chase so much to add value to the common bond. The common bond, like those elements just kind of naturally, I think by the grace of God, stripped away all those additives to where it was just people wanting answers. And like you said, you were learning from the people who were expecting to learn from you, and you guys eventually came to me as a teacher, but I ended up learning from you guys as the student. So everyone was in the common bond of learning, wanting to know who the Lord was based on what the Word said. And there was really little else that had to do with that. So because of the value was so simple in that sense, it was so much more enriching. And because we didn't have to labor to add all these other things, the value continued to stay enriching without us exhausting ourselves in the process. So it stuck with us a little longer. You know what I'm saying? Where you go to the club, you come back, that mess is over, now you got a hangover. You know what I'm saying?
You got to go to work.
Even sometimes you go to a Bible study and then you get into other things and other conversations, and sometimes that stuff can linger and be exhausting in a different way. You know, you got people dumping on you, and you got people gossiping, you got just the calendar of events, or maybe you just got a long drive home. You know what I'm saying? But when you can strip down all those things, and where community is centered on a single thing, and that single thing is supreme in value, like the Word, then one, it's going to cause tighter bonds, and two, it's going to require less labor to keep that bond, which makes the enjoyment of it much more fulfilling and much longer lasting.
Well, yeah, I feel like you just said it. You know, I feel like, again, it goes through eternity. Because there's an eternal value that, I mean, none of us can map out, figure out here. But we know it exists. You know? And I think this might be helpful, you know, where, again, I think where a lot of people, you know, especially from like a Christian perspective, you know, we're charged and called to be in a church community. Being a connected, you know, have fellowship. But then, like, I didn't see so much of that. I felt like it was like, dude, I'm just going to events. I'm just doing tasks.
Because it's
versus
really on
when
us.
I got in the kitchen with like having time with these guys, just spending time in the Word. I mean, I think of even our early roots, you know what I mean? When it was just me and you, bro, we're just going to the church. We're going to the trailer, you know, Pastor Steve, you know what I'm saying? And it was just me and you in there. And it was just like open the Bible and then like just literally go through it.
Just read and talk about it.
Maybe, I don't know, we might have spent maybe an hour.
Right.
And like how much that just changed, I think, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, even for me.
And no one told us to do it. We just didn't know what else to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's two of us.
Right.
There's community.
Right. Right.
And biblical fellowship.
To the Spotify guy's point,
Right.
you don't need a huge group
Right.
when there's value to the thing that's connecting however many people together. And so I think there's value to, the bigger groups and the events and things like that.
Sure.
Again,
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
like even with what we do here, like, I mean, we're trying to build a community, so to speak.
Yeah.
And the common thing is music and these discussions, whatever they're going to be.
Right.
But I think you have to understand and be real about what the value is. Like, I mean, is there value in what we do? I hope so. But again, it's only as valuable as this lifetime.
Right.
Like, hopefully the things that we're talking about behind the or on top of the music
Right.
and the reason we do the music
Right.
and the reason you're into those things is beyond those kind of superficial things. Just because it came from
Right.
people in this world doesn't mean it's totally valueless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I mean, I listen to a track like this,
Yeah.
and there's value. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does something to my mind
Right.
that is just like, ooh. You know what I'm saying?
Well-
and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if I take that ooh into a place that's specifically
Gotcha.
sinful, that's a different
Yeah, it's a
thing.
different thing.
That's a community you don't need to be connected
Yeah.
to. But again, when you understand that the value is not supreme, but there is value, right? And you don't, what do they say? Throw out the baby with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But just understand that if we're looking for total fulfillment in just something like this and just a track
Yeah,
like
it's just
this,
not gonna come.
It's just not going to
Yeah.
come. Like, you got to have, if you want like lasting community that has true value, where it's not a grind to keep it knit together and to keep it functional and fruitful, and it's like fulfilling, like deep down core of your soul fulfilling, like only the word does that. And so anything else that's not that could have value, but it's not gonna come anywhere close in measurement with what the word does and what you describe. It's fellowship, right?
Yeah, and I think that extends to like the serving aspect now.
Right.
So like when you're able to again do this fellowship together, and then you take it out and actually serve others.
Yeah, now it's not a burden.
Now it's not.
Yeah.
Now it's not a task.
Right.
Now it's not just an event.
not a
now
chore.
it's not
Yeah.
now it's
Right.
not just this laundry list of
Right.
check off, get to that, get to
Right.
that. Now there's that purpose.
Right. So church, don't get mad. We ain't slamming you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's
Yeah.
a matter, again, it's perspective and
Yeah.
understanding. So the community and the bond of fellowship, I think the church means well when you try to get people together. But again, for what? And are the people unified in that thing?
Right.
And it's up to us as people, to remind and reinforce like what the common thing is. Like, if you're doing Spotify stuff, then yeah, you got to remind people it's not just about my shoes. Like,
Yeah.
at some point I'm trying to sell some music because I got to eat,
Right.
But if you in church, it's like, yeah, remember, it's Jesus and the word. And if it's not, then it's going to be lesser in value, and expectations will not be met if the church is having proper expectation of being spiritually nourished and satisfied, right?
Right. And I think that's, important, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because again, like you have to have, like, again, I think COVID, we're always going to go back to that because we all
It
experience.
kind of seems that way, yeah.
Right, somehow it's always going to get brought up because it changed perspective.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
did.
in a
And it wasn't
lot of
that
ways.
long ago,
And
yeah.
it wasn't just a church thing. It wasn't
No.
just a worldly. I mean, it was.
Yeah, it was planet Earth thing,
right. But to like be in places where like you're kind of by yourself.
Right.
Or family maybe doesn't want you like coming over.
Right.
Like we all experienced, and that
Yeah,
must
to
was
some degree, it was
weird.
very weird.
Like I couldn't go see some of the fam, like
Right.
because it was more them
Right.
than
And
me.
cats were straight scared. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone became like a Hollywood, you
right.
know.
And you had to respect that.
Yeah.
Like that was a thing. I
Right.
think like
Yeah.
you had to respect that.
Yeah,
Like,
because in some cases
yeah.
there were legitimate threats and risks and things
right.
like that, and you
people
don't want to
got
be that
sick,
person.
People
yeah.
passed away. I mean, all those
Yeah.
things were real.
Yeah.
So I think it just stressed that importance of here's this community.
Right. Which I think is
Right.
why we've kind of changed music fans and to community and getting back to, because I think we all understood, and not just believers but non-believers, like people need people.
Yeah.
Like we were designed by the Almighty God to be connected with each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. But that requires us working together in Him to do so.
Right.
So it's in our DNA, whether we, if we're those people that say we hate everybody,
Right.
liar. You know what I'm saying? You need people, and maybe not everybody, but we need that connection for
Right.
sure. And when we have the right focus in that connection, I think that's where we're going to see the satisfaction we need.
So this sample, you know what I'm saying? We got to talk about it before, we wrap up. So
Yeah, man, because this track, and then you played
Yeah, I
the
snuck it in.
remix, and I was
Yeah.
just like,
So shout out to Nervous Records. We talked about that before where, Nervous Records was able to bridge
Yeah, talk about building community.
house music hip hop and bringing those communities together was just awesome. You know, so that track, you know, Black Moon sampled it originally, but as far as Nervous Record putting that out, like they had their own label that was like more house music, New York, all that kind of stuff, and then they come out with this little side label under them, dropping like hip hop,
and they still doing it, and I just never seen a label do it like that for so long. And to be able to straddle both sides of the music genres like that, because I mean, I remember back in the day, like at least out here in Cali, like if you if you were a house head, like you were snobby about hip hop people, like it was just
you didn't want to see us.
You couldn't you didn't
want to hang with us.
It was crazy. It was not a good thing, to where like Mark Farina had to invent a genre that was basically hip hop, but had to call it mushroom jazz, and certainly there were some other genres in there that he unified under that umbrella, but it was weird. But Nervous did it, and they rode out like that tension between like the snooty house music culture and the grimy hip hop culture, and yeah, they still doing it strong, man. So props to Nervous.
Yep, props. Who got the props? Who got the props? So again, we hope you guys just dug this conversation. You know, hopefully got the juices going a little bit. You know, if you have more questions or want more details just about like even biblical fellowship and like what that looks like, how to even connect to churches and things like that, we have tons of resources. You have both of us, so please hit us up. You know,
hit us on
jump on
direct
the website,
message on the website,
BrandonBeatsMusic.com. And then of course follow us on the socials. Right now we're just on IG. We're on Facebook. We got some YouTube stuff up and stuff like that. We don't know if we'll go the TikTok route yet, but we'll see.
We're doing our best not to. So we know y'all are out there.
So you know the decks are still hot. You know what I mean? So B-Side, I think it's your turn.
Is it my turn?
I think it's your turn. Cool. Like you got to be smooth.
Yeah, I do, huh? I kind of got to follow this like with a nice little. Okay, yeah, you put me. The challenge is accepted. You know.
So until the next episode, grace and peace.
Peace out.
Bread and Beats Mixshow.
got me, baby. So late. You got me, baby. Touch me like you touch me. You got me, baby. Could you be my soulmate? You got me, baby. No one loves me like you love me. You got me, baby. So late. You got me, baby. No one touch me like you touch me. You got me, baby. Could you be my soulmate? You got me, baby. No one loves me like you love me. You got me, baby. So late. You got me, baby. No one touch me like you touch me. You got me, baby. Could you be my soulmate?
Good to go.
Bread and Beats Mix Show.